Hey, what's up? This is the function finder, and it's basically for finding functions. It makes it easier for me to look up functions that I've already written. And this is important because I have a very large repository, and I'm pretty much looking for functions every night through it. Even if I know where the function is, this program makes it even easier to find the function. So it's pretty instant. You just search whatever, and the search results will show up. When you first start the application, it's going to take a bit of time to cache. So for me, it's 3 seconds for about 4,200 functions. That's how many functions I have in my repository. If you want to filter duplicate functions, you can reduce the amount of functions loaded into memory. So I can filter the duplicate functions by name, and it will reduce it to about 2071. So I can search something like brightness. I've got my change color brightness method. It's listed in different ways because I have different names for it as well. One's an extension method where others are not. And let's search for mouse. So we've got our event handlers here. If you want to exclude the event handlers, you can just click this little checkbox here. And it does very simple logic to identify event handlers, but basically it will exclude the designer generated events, which is important because there's going to be a lot of them. If you want to turn suggestions on for the text box, you just hit one of those radio buttons and you got suggestions. So you have append and then the drop down for suggestions. And by default, the max displayed results is going to be 20 just to make the fast colored text box update responsively. And the update delay is 5 milliseconds for me because it's just I don't really need any time to wait. If you find that the search terms are displaying really unresponsively, then you might want to increase this to like 700 milliseconds. That means that it's going to wait 700 milliseconds after you finish typing before updating the search results. It's like a delayed event thing. And you can include comments in the listed functions. So it's going to do some work there. It has to. So there, now I have functions with the summaries above them. Initially, this was set to false by default because it made the regular expression really inefficient, but I fixed it, so it works quite fast now. So when I first started this, the cache time on startup was about 5 seconds for 4,000 functions, and I needed this to be a bit faster because 5 seconds is a bit much. So what I did was I used thread pool to separate the work. So I do half the work in one thread and half the work on the other, and I reduced the load time the cache time from 5 seconds to 3 seconds, which is good enough. And it's pretty cool. I never did anything like that before. Oh, and by the way, you cannot identify functions effectively using a regular expression alone. You have to identify this portion with a regular expression, and then you have to use a for loop to iterate through the next characters and keep track of the opening and closing brackets, and wait till the function bracket closes, or wait till you find the closing bracket for the function. And that's how I did it, and it's pretty effective. This is obviously going to be on my utilities page, and there will be a link to that page in the description. See you later.